Alright, good morning folks. We're back, and after much fanfare, we have a trunk again. So the damaged spot, thank you Ryan, is all fixed, and the trunk fits just like it did when I took it off. The only thing I've got left to do now is wire this and pass through the wire that caused the damage the last time. And Ryan was gracious enough to not fill the hole so that the pass-through goes through. So I'll fish the wire through there and get the taillight on, or the license plate light on. And then I did get plates yesterday, or day before, on Friday. Thursday. Yeah, Thursday morning. I got plates. So I've got insurance. Let's see. The only other thing I've got left to do, I've got to fix the hazard. The hazard's broke. And then I've got to put an intake on. So I think today we'll do intake. And then I think we're pretty close. I think that, that's really down to the last bit. The only other thing I was thinking about doing is right down in here. I don't have any vents, but I've got vent material. So I was going to put a screen in here, the oil cooler, and that one. So I'll probably do that tonight after the drive. So let me get going, and I'll show you what I did for the prop rod instead of the gas struts, mainly due to the location of the whipple and all that. So I'll get that detail down, but first things first, let me get that thing wired back up and get going. So stand by. All right, well, it's 9:15 and it's already smoking hot, so let's see what we got. So I didn't show you guys, but I did finish out the trunk with these aluminum rails. So that makes the edge of the carpet look good. This little, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a little cut right here, and that's to get into the fuel pump area. I'll probably dress that up a little bit. You can hardly tell unless you're really looking for it. Anyway, I put a little piece of tape right here for some anti-rattle, and oops. Oh, I don't know what that was. Anyway, let me back this up. And so that's closed. License plate. Looks like we need to go for a drive. All right, so then for the cold air, well, a couple things. Let me go over here. Here's the trunk prop, or the hood prop. Got to figure out which is front and back in the car. So basically it's just a piece of stainless that I welded a couple little washers to on both sides, here and here, and that keeps that in there. And then so it doesn't rattle, I left this end a little bit long. You take this off and you slide it in this channel, and it basically gets pressed up in there. I think I need to add just a little shelf on here, because every now and again I've noticed already that it's popped out and I don't want it to rattle. Other than that, you can see what I did with the cold air, because I didn't want all the radiator into the intercooler and the supercharger. That's always bad. So I've done, this is all 4-inch, and if you can believe it, it actually clears. So it's a little longer than I wanted, but it's still 4-inch. I've got a little piece of hose right here that I've screwed in so that this doesn't rattle. I hate rattles. Anyway, but that's all of it. You still even have the Ron Francis paper here. I still got to go clean up, but it leaves me enough room to put the little screen right there that I'm going to put in, and this is basically going to get as much as it can cool air from right there, which I feel like is going to be enough, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, with that, I believe, it looks pretty good. It's tucked all the way up in there. It's not going anywhere. That is the factory 5 air cleaner or filter. And other than that, I've got it mostly wiped down. And I think I'm about ready to take the battery tender off. I did buy some battery tender cables so that I can leave the car on a tender. The clock and I think the ECU. I don't have a battery cutoff switch. For whatever reason, I just didn't put one in. I may go back and do that at some point. Oh, and the only other thing I've got to do is I've got to put I bought some extra bulb seal for right there. I need to add, and this is a double piece. I need to clean that up. So I'll do that now, and then before it gets too much warmer, which I think that time is already passed, probably get it out and test out the brakes. So stand by. was a good drive, mostly. I was stopped to take some pictures, and I started to smell antifreeze, and I looked down at the water, and it was like 240. So shut it off for a second, and then checked everything. It was definitely cooking, but the fan wasn't running. So let it sit for a couple minutes. Fired it back up. It was like 238 or something like that, and went ahead, turned on the heater, and I was only like a half mile from the house. So I drove it home, and of course, as soon as I shut it off, it started pissing radiator fluid all over the place. And you know, this is why we test drive these things. The power wire going to the fan had come off, so there was no hope for that. So I have crimped that again. It was a spade connector, so I put it back in, and then I put some of that vulcanizing tape in there, you know, to kind of protect it so it won't come back off. Kind of a little disappointing, made a mess, so I could have burped the radiator again. It's sitting at, now that I got water back in it, because it pissed out a whole bunch, I think it's sitting right at 190, 195, fan's still on. So I'm going to let it cool off rest afternoon, check the fluid, and then, you know, fill it back up. But let me aside from that, down here in the footwell, so that pedal, I've got it cheated to the outboard side. I'm going to cheat it to the inboard side because I can't get my foot in between there, you know, so I can rest. I mean, I can, but I hit the clutch when I do it. So I am going to reverse that right now, so that's done. And I do have to at some point re-bleed the brakes. Man, I really cannot say those words. Anyway, other than that, everything else worked. I'm digging the Volvo power steering. If you do like little snappy movements, like real small, it's not as connected, I think, as a pure rack and pinion. It's like the electric hits first, maybe, then the hydraulic. But if you do like a good sweeping left and right turn, it feels normal. I'm going to play around with that, see if I can't categorize that a little bit better. I'm not sure it's air in the system. It may just be a, I don't know. I don't know yet. I gotta get some miles on it. I think I got a whopping 5 miles on it right now. Got gas. Everything else works. No other issues really. Trying to think. Self-canceling works. I don't have side mirrors yet. Waiting for those from Breeze. Didn't realize they were such a long lead time. Read the small print. I think they're made to order. Let's see. Oh, and I got to put the grills in the front. Other than that, I got to clean the garage off from all the coolant, and I've got the fan on the radiator letting it cool off. Gas is full, so I think we'll get some miles in. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Let's just take a break. Definitely warm. AC works. I think the AC would work better now that I understand that the fan wasn't on either. So that may be part of it. It definitely cools your knee off. So definitely waiting for that soft top. But yeah, everything works good. You'll notice in the video, I hope, I haven't watched it yet, so we can watch. You have already watched it at this point, but interesting to note how quiet it is at cruise. It does come alive when you romp on it, but just going down the road, I mean, I'm talking right to you through the to the GoPro. Anyway, thanks for all the likes and subscribes. Not going anywhere. We're gonna probably do 1 or 2 more videos on this, and then maybe a couple drives. Haven't really pressed the go fast pedal yet, but it definitely accelerates smartly. Anyway, stay tuned, and we'll see you after a while.